Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Coolest Shells podcast. Just a little briefing about the podcast. Jerry, what can you tell us about the podcast?
Hello, Tubeho. So nice to see you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new direction that Tubeho has taken, and he would like to analyze the games more in depth with more videos regularly, some shorts videos, longer videos, once or twice a month, and interesting podcasts with more guests also to follow in due time. The direction is that we will engage many people. A lot of people are not comfortable, as we can see, like coming on the camera. Not particularly, I don't have a problem. So this would add to having more guests like Bobby and other guests who really are know the game and the history of Chelsea Football Club. And because now, as we can see in the modern times, podcast, if you see the data is also the trend, and the data is more in fashion. People prefer that because they can always listen it to different platforms such as Spotify. So once the channel will grow, because it's still in the infant stage, the plan for Tobaho is to put the shows on different platform where you can listen while resting, sleeping, taking a break from your work while driving. So this will add more flavor and more options. It will give more options to our audience.
Thank you, appreciate it. Also, please, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell. So, today we're going to cover the Chelsea versus Wolves match on Sunday, or should I say Wolves versus Chelsea game on Sunday, where we are going for another 3 points. After the Sheffield United game, we had 3 points. Now we need another 3 points in order to do well on the table. Let's climb high and higher so that we can do better, finish better in terms on the log. So, Jerry, just give us a briefing. Tell us about Wolves, how they play. Also, what can we do to in order to win this game?
Yes, Wolves is a good side in the last few years, especially under Nuno. They have progressed. They were even competing for the Champions League and finished in Europa League. So they had a bad season recently, but generally they have good players again, solid at the back, good at the counter. This season they are 19. I mean they have 19 points. They are just 3 points behind us. Of course, because we are not good, so it doesn't give the entire picture. So they stand at 13th in the table with 19 points. They have a season up and down. Recently, in the last 5 games, they have lost three, so it's not looking good. But they had some good games. For instance, they have defeated Manchester City, and it was not a fluke. They played well, and they controlled the game, hit them on the counter. So who knows which version of Wolves will show up. Of course, it's a Christmas evening game at home, so they will be up for it. There is no doubt. But again, we don't have to worry, I believe, because we have some momentum. I won't say a great momentum, because we will have to win more games to for any analyst or expert to really say that we are in a momentum and in a run. But we have won the last 2 games. Okay, against the lowest side in the table, Sheffield United, but a very good game, a very good fighting game, more than that, with a very spirited performance against Newcastle. So why not? There is every reason to believe, because the coach, the players are working thoroughly in the training ground for the last 4 months. They are trying to find patterns. We are seeing that. Of course, there's still like not a clear identity in the team, but more than that, I'm hopeful because of the return of Christopher Nkunku, and he is pivotal. He is instrumental for the present and the future of Chelsea. He is, in my opinion, as I have said before, an elite player, world class player. His movement are dynamic. He is very confident, very clever, and he can hit the ball even from outside the box. He can be diagonal in his approach. He's good with his head, and he can play, as we know, in different positions. So he will bring a lot. As we have already seen, although it was like 22, 23 minutes with stoppage time, something like 28 minutes he played against Newcastle. He didn't get many opportunities. Of course, he's just coming back from injury. But people who know football can already see the movement, his runs, his profile, his attributes in that game. Not just in Kunku because he's back. Of course, we are developing. Modric, we are seeing he's improving and improving. Gallagher, no doubt the fan base is split, so we don't have to go there. But the reality is that he has improved a lot. He has improved. He has won, what, 3 man of the matches, if I remember. He was exceptional, in my opinion, against Newcastle. Caicedo is playing well. Last 2 games, he's really playing well. So there are a lot of positive signs. The thing is that we have a great confidence coming into this game. And I think Pochettino and both Chelsea have a great opportunity to climb a little higher on their table with the win against Wolves, and then Chelsea, Crystal Palace and Luton Town. All winnable games, in my opinion. There is no reason that we should not believe that we can go on a run and win 5 games. 2 we have already done, and 3 to follow this year in the last week or 10 days. So it will help us to move higher in the table. And as if you see the points table, the team that are ahead of us, like Brighton, West Ham, Manchester United, all of them are 2 to 5 points ahead of us, right? So if we win the next 3 games, and if those teams will lose at least 1 or draw, so we will be like 1 or 2 points shy from the top 7 spot with whole of the half season to play. So it's not unrealistic. My point is that this is a realistic thing that I'm saying. This is concrete. This is discrete. If we win the next 3 games, we are almost close to 7th spot. From there, a good second half of the season will give a good chance. Top 4, I know, still far-fetched, but realistic. But top 6 should not be an issue. We can believe also with a good draw with Middlesbrough. Final, anything can happen. It's a good time. Christmas, New Year, great feeling. If we can capitalize, why not? I think this is the time. If we want to finish the season in a good place, the next 3 games are extremely important.
So, what can Chelsea do in order to head Wolves on Sunday? Because I've asked that question. Maybe you analyze a lot of things and then you forgot that part.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that you will ask about the game and the tactics later. So let me make it short. So, of course, we know how Wolves play. They play traditionally like a traditional counter-attacking team, good at set pieces. And this is our problem. This has been our problem this season, right? Again, like if we look, we can be like a little bit skeptical or worried, and rightly so. To eventually outcome and get a result and be successful in this game, what we need is to do the basics again. If we see again the games that we lost against similar teams like Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, and Everton. So what we did in those games as a whole was that we dominated the possession, which we will do again, right? 60 to 65, sometimes 70% possession. But it's simple. It's not a rocket science to analyze or dissect these games. It's a simple pattern. I know we are not getting like so many opportunities. We can still create more. We should create more, but we are getting handful of opportunities to at least score 2 to 3 goals against these teams. But we are not scoring. We are missing so many chances. Sitters, lack of coordination in the final third, a bad pass when it matters the most, not in the position when you get the ball in the final third. So this is something that I and also everyone will be looking forward to. How have we done? How the manager, the players have worked in the training field, in the training session to address this issue. But I'm hopeful only because with the matter of time, with all the training that they're doing, and with what Pochettino has done in the past, the thing will come. And it's not a rocket science. People think that how will everything will fix. Of course, with training, everything is done with hard work and training. There's no other way, and which they are doing. Uh, and the last thing to add that to the issue of goal scoring is we know that Nicholas Jackson and Broya are struggling. And besides that, it has to do with low confidence and lack of belief. A game, the way we won against Newcastle, I strongly believe it will give us the belief. It has to do with mental thing. How many times in our jobs, in our study, in our other ventures, you can resonate with yourself and the listeners. We think we are good. We think we are ready. But when the occasion comes, we feel the occasion. We have the nerves. We cannot overcome the environment or the atmosphere. I think this is more the issue than these skills or the training. And I believe the Newcastle game would definitely give them a strong belief. And if we win against Wolves, we can really go on a run. And another thing, just to conclude, is important because when we dominate the possession with 65-70% possession, sometimes we are very high on the pitch, playing a very high line. Not sometime, most of the time. So we have to be careful with a quick counter attack. How many times we have considered, like we're sitting, enjoying our beer or our coffee, or enjoying with our loved ones or family, enjoying the game. We know we just need to score. We have the ball. Wolves or Forest or Brentford are nowhere in the game, but they will score a goal in a blink of an eye. We have to be careful with those counter attacks. Not make mistakes how Thiago Silva, Badiashile made. Not made mistakes how we did against Brentford and Nottingham Forest. Failed to close down, not be in the right position. So it's all basic. It's nothing. It's not a rocket science. And I believe that the players will have the enough they have must have learned enough with the past games to be able to concentrate and rectify this. So I'm very confident that we can play a good game and win 2-0 on Sunday.
Okay. And then also, what is your starting lineup against Wolves? And then I just wonder the strongest team that you think will beat Wolves on Sunday. Also, what is your score prediction?
Yeah, so again, because of the injuries, and it's always so difficult to guess or see the starting lineup because Pochettino is changing and chopping. But anyhow, I believe that for me, I don't know what Pochettino will do. We'll of course go with the 4-2-3-1, and I hope this will work with Nkunku coming back. So, of course, Petrovic as the goalkeeper, and the back four would be Gusto, uh, Disasi, Badiashile, Covil. So I'll rest Thiago Silva for this one. Play Disasi and Badiashile with the pivot of Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo and Gallagher. Enzo Fernandez, I don't know, I haven't checked to be very honest, but I'm doubtful that he will be available for this game. And and for the front four, it's interesting because we have few options now, right? Personally, I have been very vocal that I prefer Modric because even Sterling played 3-4 games, well, exceptional games, 5-6 games, he is awful. There's what will we get with that? So play Modric. So Modric on the as a winger, the left wing on the left. I'll play Jackson as a 10 because we know that Jackson is not good enough, at least as of yet, as a 9. And Kunku is back. I don't see Nkunku starting yet. So I will see because mostly, and it will be better the way he has played in the 2 times that we have seen playing as a wide or in the middle behind the striker. He is better. He's more effective. So to integrate that, I think. And with Modric, me starting Modric, I would prefer Jackson in the middle and Palmer on the right. So I won't start Raheem Sterling because no way that Palmer would be dropped. And why I'm picking Jackson is, of course, for the obvious reasons to give him time to play behind the striker, to see his game, how he will link up. And I'll start Broya as in number 9. So my front four are Broya, Modric, Jackson, and Palmer. So with Nkunku coming as a substitute early in the second half or at the start of the second half, and Broya will be substituted, I believe. So these are the Pochettino now have good options up front. Of course, Sterling is still available. uh, Midweke is there. So he has a good options right now, and still we have January coming, so he can still see how his team is doing, what are the dynamics, what is the current form in the next 3 games. So it's a very interesting time. It's a time that can really make or break the season. I know these 3 games, people will say, we always say this is important, this is must win, but now it is, because we are really at a position where we can catch the team up front, at least the 3 teams which are ninth, 8th, and 7th. We can catch them by the start of the year. If we lose, draw more games, then of course it will be very unrealistic to have an ambition to finish in the top 6, at least top 6 this season. So this is very important. If I were the manager, I would say, look, the next 3 games is like is do it all, get it all, win it all. If we beat Wolves, beat Palace, beat Luton Town, we will be in a tremendous position to challenge for the top 6 and even top 4. And my prediction for the game is that we'll play a good game. We'll keep the ball. We'll of course dominate the midfield, and I hope we will not concede and learn from the mistakes. But I'll see a 2-0 win, because of course we are not clinical. So I believe we'll probably score 2. And I see Nkunku scoring a goal in this game, his first goal for Chelsea.
Perfect. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. Once more, hit the like button, and then we'll see you on the next podcast. Up the Chelsea.